we have a presentation sponsored by Comfort Fit. So thank you so much, Tom. We just discovered how to pronounce Tom's last name. Kalanya, like lasagna, which is one of my favorite foods. So now that will be forever ingrained in my mind. So that's fantastic. And then we also have our biomechanics technology expert. I don't know why everything's kind of like a tongue twister with this one, but Tony Eluk. So we're really excited to have you guys with us this evening, and we're going to get started here in just a moment. But I will, if anyone is new, I will just quickly let you know what we do here. We're going to do our presentation. At the bottom of your screen, you see a button for Q&A. That will get, we have everybody muted, but you don't have to actually be silent. You can ask questions throughout the presentation, and we will get to them when the presentation is over, or if we feel like there's a good stopping point to answer any questions as we move along. But don't hesitate to ask any question. This is your time to ask about scanning technology, gate technology, biomechanics technology. The software we're discussing tonight is the Kinesis Biomechanical Intelligence software. I'm really excited to learn about it as well. I know a little bit about it just working with Comfort Fit, but when I started in podiatry in 2011, I actually worked for an orthotics lab, and scanning was kind of a novel idea. Everyone was still doing plaster casting and biofoam. So Tom, I am, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that too, on how those things are evolving, what you're seeing from the practices that you work with, how many people are still kind of doing it old school style, and what works best. So anything else we need to cover before we get started, Tom? And I'm going to have you introduce Tony.
No, I think that's a good opener, and to answer that question briefly, I would say at least 50% of the people are still using other methods of casting, maybe even a little more, but it's moving rapidly in the direction of technology. It's an evolution like it was from making steel orthotics 60, 70 years ago to the plastic composites that we have now. So
absolutely,
that's continuing.
And I do just want to make sure everybody is aware, I'm sure you'll cover it, but the technology we are discussing tonight is available only from Comfort Fit. So if it's something you think you're into, Tom's here to answer your questions on how you can get started with it. We'll talk more about that at the end, but I'm excited to dive in. So I'm going to hide myself. I'm going to mute myself. And Tony, Tom, I'm going to leave it to you.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it. Thank you all for attending. Appreciate the involvement. My name is Tom Kalanya. I'm the CEO of Comfort Fit Orthotic Labs. We've been around now for 25 years. I've been in the industry for about 42 years. We partnered with this company called Fits America, which is also connected to Orthotics. And they're terrific engineers and developers. And we've worked to develop a software package that now is in a level that we feel really, really highly comfortable about, that delves into many more things than just scanning for orthotics and just scanning. So without further ado, I will leave it to the expert, Mr. Tony Eluk, who is the CEO of Fits America and Orthotics. Tony, you're on.
Good evening, everybody. We had a quick presentation for you this evening. Talk a little bit about where we are as a company, where we're going, and some innovative technologies that we brought to the market. A little background, once again, as Tom mentioned, we're a vertically integrated one-stop solution for the healthcare industry, providing both world-class in-clinic technology supported by, once again, over 20 plus years in the manufacturing game, state-of-the-art manufacturing, and of course, we're supported by all the national brand products. But that being said, we like to think we're transforming from the horse and buggy mentality into what the today's patients, a new paradigm of healthcare is, into more of a technology-oriented, solution-oriented business. What we do is for our formula for success is we have an integrated all-in-one solution. Once again, there's no fees, no investment, no overhead to participate in the Comfort Fit program. We have a suite of products that are all under one app, iPad Pro-based technology, and you can use as little as much of this technology as you want. You're not mandated to use any of these things, or you can use all of it or go directly into scanning. So we have a patient management program, or once again, our Kinesis, which is our AI biomechanical assessments. Once again, integrated 3D scanning technologies. And we also have a really nice product drop shipping program. I'll walk you through kind of what our current workflow is for the program. As you can see on the screen, we have a really simple patient entry program. Log into your patient. We have a really good anatomically rigged model, which is a touchscreen. So what you get from that is you quickly profile your patient. So you touch the screen to complaints they have, both from an MSK or a muscle problem. I have pains, aches, and pains here and there. You quickly profile them. It's an anatomically rigged model, and we both have a anatomically rigged foot as well as an anatomically rigged knee as well. So you quickly profile your patient that way from acute and chronic conditions. You can see the screen that on a second visit, you can see previous things that were done through notes. There's previous scans, previous orders. So it gives you a really quick snapshot of anything that's been done to your patients in a previous visit. Once again, through this technology as well, you can use your patient intake on here, review patient history, you can write notes. And once again, if you don't want to use any of that, that's fine. You just put the patient in there and go directly to scanning if you want. So you can use as little as much of this information or this onboarding screen as you feel relevant to your system. One thing we give you as well is our free-to-use assessment tools, which is our Kinesis, which provides a clear and demonstrative snapshot of your patient's biomechanical stresses that allows for recommendations of clinical service and best supporting products. So it's a test don't guess mentality. And we give you 3 different applications, once again, all underneath the same app. You just hit assessments, and we give you 3 tools, which is our instant photo posture analysis. As you can see, you take 2 photographs, hit analyze, instantaneously prepares a PDF report as well as a high risk to low risk scenario, and quickly identifies affecting muscle based on dosimetry. So in this particular instance, where you're looking on the screen, this person has forward head carriage, so relevant to that. Here are the muscles that are effective from a skeleton view as well as a muscle view. We also give you our real-time video gait analysis. Once again, you video the person walking 15 feet back and forth. Really simple point and click scenario. Once again, quickly, we're looking for dosimetry, prepares a high risk to low risk. And you can see on the right, hit analyze, prepares a PDF report instantaneously. Very powerful tools. Once again, what you do, you quickly profile. And once again, it takes 30 seconds to do these tests. So it's not adding an extra layer of work for you. But what that really does is communicate with the patient, hey, I understand what's wrong with you and what the clinical solutions are and a product solution as well. We also have our range of motion analysis. We can take your range indicator and put it in any part of the body. You want a shoulder, knee, back, head. Once again, measures range of motion you like to see them have. Once again, prepares a PDF report as well. One of the cool features as well is when it prepares this instantaneous PDF report, if you're getting Medicare coverage or any kind of coverage on this, you just clip this PDF report. None of them deny it because that's an image of them with the proper metrics on it. Once again, instantaneous reporting, so there's no extra work. And these are all CPT coded items through Medicare as well. You get compensation for. Once again, the stuff's really easy to use. We have a battery of how-to videos. Once again, point and click, easy to use, very intuitive. Part of our onboarding process is we send you a QR code. Our software downloads on your iPad Pro. We follow up and we have a Zoom meeting with you. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. We walk you through the technology to level up what you're comfortable with. Once again, we have supporting videos to use all this stuff. So it's really simple, intuitive. And once again, we have a great customer service aspect of everything as well with this. Our scanning technology, once again, iPad Pro based. Our order management system is very simple. Point and click, scan the foot in 3D. Once again, we show you a 3D image of the orthotic. You can spin it, add your top cover up. We have the largest selection of orthotic types, top covers, shell materials, EVAs. We have subortholene, polypropylene, nylon RX, carbon. So we have the largest selection out there for supporting products as far as materials go. Once again, we have a standard order mechanism, but you can customize the orthotic to the cows go home. Once again, all touch screen. You open up an order form. You want 3 mil, 2 mil shell materials. You can customize to the cow and create a automatic template if you have a preferred way you want it. You can save the template. Really easy to use. Another real cool feature we have as well. Once again, there's less than a 3% conversion into a supporting product at the clinic level. One of the challenges as a clinic is inventory issues. If you want to hold running shoes, once again, you're looking at a $5,000 to $20,000 investment to bring running shoes into the game. Once again, all your patients want a running shoe. The problem is, once again, is you have to hold all this inventory. So what we created is a really cool drop ship program. We have a curated collection of relevant products relevant to what you want to sell within the clinic. That populates within the screen. It's a simple touch mechanism where you say, okay, I want you to get this diabetic shoe. I want you to get this accommodative footwear. Touch the screen. That automatically puts that in a shopping cart and sends that to your patient for them to put their credit card or whatever payment method is they want. And we drop ship that product right to your patient's house on your behalf. And we rev share back that profit with you. So once again, it gives you the ability to close the loop between clinical knowledge and supporting products. Once again, with no investment and no cost. And once again, now you're putting closing a loop between clinical knowledge and a supporting product. And once again, it encompasses everything from running shoes, compression wear. We have a prefab program as well. We're partnered up with, once again, all the leading brands. We have New Balance, Revere, Hoka, OS First, Accelero, Anodyne. So we have a partner with every program out there right now that's all curated. And based on what your created collections are, we automatically push those out to your clinic. And that's the 10,000 mile snapshot, not to bore you to death, presentation.
Perfect. That was record time. We love that. So, fantastic. We do have one question that came up, and are you guys ready for Q&A?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Right, awesome sauce. So we have one question that's already up, and I just wanted to share something because Tom, Comfort Fit, you guys do offer the Ritchie brace, and so I don't think it's going to be crazy for me to respond this way, but we have a physician saying, without loading the foot, how do you cast out forefoot supinatus? I want you guys to answer the question, but I do want to mention that in Dr. Ritchie's, on his website, in the videos, there's a specific video about removing forefoot supinatus when you are casting. So I can send you the link to that video. I don't know if that's exactly relevant, if that's the way the question is answered, but
well, the answer is yes, you can do it if you so choose. You may need an additional hand to work with, someone to assist you to do that. That method is, if your preference of method of casting can obviously be included in any scanning technology. All the scanning technologies are aware of that. It's not necessarily relevant to each doctor, but it's based on your preference, and that's what we work with. We work with what you give us.
One of the other features as well is that with today's technology, with our design software, because we're using a 3D model, we can actually put the foot on our CAD system in that desired position. So once again, if we're looking at something as simple as putting what everyone calls subtalar neutral, however we're grabbing that foot, we can manipulate the foot to actually put it in that position, because it is an actual 3D scan, a 3D model, and we put it in that position, and the foot will actually mold and distort to the position, is keeping the integrity of what the actual foot dimensions are. We design every product from scratch. So we actually have designers. We're not using a library system or a stock product. Every product we do is designed from scratch. And that's one of the things with today's technology. We can do a lot of cool stuff with our CAD design software.
So this might be, we do have another question that is specific that I mean, who cares when we answer, right? We can answer it now or later, but what is the app exactly, and how can anyone schedule a private meeting if they want to learn more about specifics and integrating it into their practice?
Well, simple. Once again, we can just there'll be a link to contact the lab. We'll schedule an appointment. We can do another Zoom call with you. We can actually put the iPad live and do a real live demo showing all the features of the product as well.
Awesome. And so Tom, you said something along the lines of, we work with whatever you give us. And having worked with you, obviously I'm somewhat aware, but can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because I just really want to make sure everybody who's joining us this evening is fully aware that while this software is exclusive to Comfort Fit, you offer pretty much whatever the practice does, you accommodate that at Comfort Fit, correct?
Yeah, of course, we work with other methods of casting, both foam, fiberglass, and plaster. The point that I was making about the scanning is that whatever method you like to scan, loading the fourth and fifth, whether it's a supine position for your patient or elevated in a chair, we'll work with whatever is given. And if their scan is complete and accurate, which means it covers the entire foot, we can't have gaps in it. Of course, we can make the orthotic perfectly to fit that foot, as well as the Ritchie brace we use through the scanning method. So that that the point is, we're here to work with what the doctor's needs are fulfilled with. We just want you to know that we have a scanning technology that saves time. It saves money for everybody in terms of shipping. It stores your data. And as Tony showed you, there's so much more to this program than any other scanning, orthotic scanning company gives you, because it's got all these features in terms of the storability, in terms of the kinesis. It's really quite the in-office program to keep your records and all of your patient profiles.
Yeah, and one thing we do as well is that, once again, you can use as little or as much of technology you want. If you prefer, hey, I like the biomechanical stuff, I really like using foam boxes. So be it. Use a foam box, send that into us. We're happy to make your product off that. If you like the biomechanical stuff, once again, hey, I like to use the biomechanical assessment technology to show my patients what's wrong with them, because once again, it's really clear and demonstrative that way. But I prefer plastic. Sure, go ahead.
And as Tony mentioned, within this program, use as much or as little as you want. That none of this is mandatory. It's just available to you.
But I really like that point that you just made, Tony, that some physicians are very, I call them purists with the plaster casting, but the technology really does provide a wow factor for the patient. And
Right.
So it's not like you have to change your entire process if you have something that works for you, but you can still have and it's not even just a perception. I mean, the actual, view of that the practice is making innovations with technology. With this, because scanning the way, your aim shoot orders, kind of what we've gone with here, it's obviously non-weight bearing. Does the gait analysis system that is worked within the program, does that help? Does that give it kind of like any sort of like hybrid in terms of being able to identify that weight bearing factor, or am I crazy?
Well, no. So what happens too during a gait analysis? Once again, it's on the screen now. You're looking for dysmetry as they're walking. One of the things is, if you've been in the business a long time, any doctor can look at someone in 2 seconds and really see as they're walking, okay, here's what's wrong with them. This is really to use for the patient's benefit, to say, okay, see where you're standing here and how you're walking. You pronate. This is affecting your knees. This is affecting your hips. That's why you have pain here. You can see your gaits off. And what it also does too, both the posture and the gait analysis, is it does a comparative. Here's how you were in January, and then come back and here's how you were in June. So you can either see differences or no differences. A recommended program if you're getting exercises or a product support. And once again, establishes that trust. Because once again, a lot of patients are skeptical and you see them flip-flopping between the different disciplines, all hearing something different. So what this does is, once again, provides a clear and demonstrative, hey, here's what's wrong with you. And they look at it and say, yeah, that's what I got. And they always resolve is, what do I got to do? Right? Because that trust is now established, and that's an image of them which they really haven't seen before. And once again, so okay, see what's wrong with you here? Here's what we're going to do. And here's what the solution is. Because instead of selling something, we talk in terms of you're in the solution business. They came with a problem. You demonstrate, here's what's wrong with them. Now here are the solutions, both from a clinical standpoint and supporting product. And they always go, what do I got to do? Okay, here's a clinical service, be it therapy or some sort of corrective something. And then here's a supporting product. So you're really closing that loop between clinical knowledge and supporting products to help maximize patient outcome.
I really like that. Here's how you were walking before, here's how you're walking now, that we're using the corrective orthotics. That's because they don't really get a before and after. Visuals are so powerful. And
We see at the
this
clinic level
seems
right
to
now.
be
So we see the technology, right? You see the conversion rate skyrocket.
right.
People, once again, you turn into the solution category because the patients demand the new paradigm of now they want to get hit with technologies. What do I got to do to maximize my outcome? The low hanging solutions, once again, are orthotics, running shoes, and a good sock. You see people coming in the door and they wearing horrific footwear. Oh, you see there's the bottom of their shoes are worn right up. Okay. Well, unless they get a decent pair of shoes on their feet, they're gonna that problem's gonna persist.
Right.
You hit on something very relevant, Sarah. It's a proof of purpose to demonstrate to the patient. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what it does.
Yeah, well, and obviously if they are experiencing less pain, that's one thing. But if the practice is also doing something like laser technology to, do a bunch of different therapies for the pain, it's just nice to be able to see how things are changing and how that will also affect other areas of the body. I think that's really cool.
One of the things that we see as well is that if you're a caregiver, for an example, instead of communicating that knowledge on the way home to whoever it is, that's the decision maker, now they're bringing home a PDF report in their hand. Because once again, you can email this right off the iPad, and they get that paper in hand. So I give you a classic example of if you're a caregiver for your mom, they go home, well, what do we got to do? Here's what's wrong with you. We told me this. Well, do I believe her or not? You have a PDF report. Once again, you can see clearly, here are things that are wrong with you. Okay, here's what we got to do. What do you recommend? Well, we recommend we come in for a couple of sessions, wherever the remedy is, and to get a good pair of orthotics or shoes. Okay, we better do that so they can see exactly what's wrong with them.
Is this also helping with just medical notes and the notes for necessity and things of that nature?
Oh, absolutely. So once again, there's a note taking within the platform as well. You hit notes. There's an automatic profiling in there. You can add notes to the cows coming within the system.
Awesome.
So when you go back,
keep track. You can also keep track, Sarah, of appointments, previous appointments, progress. All of that's available in the patient profile.
you can see on the top header there, you can write notes. It opens up in the note screen. You write SOAP notes, assessment notes, whatever you want to do. Keeps a record of it and allows you once again to quickly go back, touch it, and see what the notes were, what the recommendations were. You can see previous appointments. So once again, it gives if you want to use this kind of screen, great. When you open it up again, they can clearly see what everything was done in the past.
Awesome. We have a couple of questions about the iPad itself. So I'm going to combine two questions here. Is the software available for Android or Windows? I think I know the answer to that, but I'm going to let the master do it. And then as a side note with that, I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied tonight. Any idea of what percentage of podiatry practices actually have an iPad Pro? What if they don't have an iPad?
Well, a couple of things. We're limited to an iPad. We're limited to the hardware technologies that exist today. And Apple has the best hardware as far as processing. We do these things in real time. Before, we were limited by creating 3D models and different assessment videos where you had to shoot it up to the cloud and bring it back down, which takes time. And you're subject to Wi-Fi outages and internet shortages and all kind of goofy things like this. So now we can process it through the hardware that's available on iPad Pros right now. We can process it right within a system with the gaming capabilities of iPad Pro right now, and also the camera configuration that's available on the iPad Pro. We can use the scanning. We can leverage our scanning technology right on the iPad. And from a cost perspective, an iPad Pro right now, I think it's $799. It's a cheap investment to have this kind of technology. Because once again, we don't charge for any of our software. Right now, you look at from a orthotic standpoint, I think the minimum someone's making an orthotic is $300. So you sell, 3 pair of orthotics, you're whole in your iPad.
Do you have to can you get the iPad Pro anywhere, or does that come from Comfort Fit? Does that matter?
We're not in there. We're not in the hardware, but you can go anywhere. Once again, there's no deals on iPads or any Apple products. You just order online from either a Best Buy or Apple itself. They're all around $799 is the best price on an iPad Pro. But once again, your investment to once again, you're selling something within the scope of your practice that you will move product. And once again, if you're not happy with anything, you can put the iPad online. You'll sell it in 2 minutes. There's a big demand for iPad Pros. but you don't want to just sell it off. Worst case scenario, you lose $50 on it. That's a cheap investment to, once again, to have something with this kind of technology that you're getting for free. So what we try to do is remove all those barriers of entry for people to participate in a revenue source. You look at today's clinic, you're layered with a lot of costs already. That's why we give our software where free, remove those barriers. Once again, these things do convert. When people see the technology, your patients will look for that solution. And you got to remember too, that if you don't offer a product at the clinic level, it turns into a self-help mechanism where they'll go to Walmart, buy the wrong product. Dr. Scholl's is a billion-dollar company, and Dr. Scholl's is a horrific product for a patient. Yet they'd say they're a billion-dollar company because it's not offered at the clinic level. So it turns into a self-help out there for the patients, which once again doesn't optimize patient outcome because it's in conflict of what the clinicians are offering for clinical service and treatment.
So physicians are able to use this app for free. However, what are the parameters? Because I mean, I assume you have to order some comfort fit orthotics or diabetic inserts or AFOs. Like what are the stipulations there?
There are no stipulations, Sarah. We don't provide your cost is the investment in the iPad Pro, which remains your possession and has multiple facets of use besides this. We simply provide a QR code that you copy onto your iPad Pro, and all of this opens up for you, and there's no fees whatsoever, except for the products you wind up choosing to purchase. That's it.
Awesome. I mean, there's zero risk there. I love that.
Yes, there is absolutely zero risk. There is zero risk.
And once again, it opens up the clinic once again to participate in selling orthopedic shoes, right? So once again, there's no returns, no fussing. We deal with all the customer service. Once again, so now it's a simple touch screen. You want a diabetic footwear, corrective accommodative footwear with all the national brands. We give you access to all those brands now. Very profitable for the clinic. Once again, no investment. And we deal with all the customer service. You have no return issues, no sizing issues. We deal with all that. All you're doing is you're making a product recommendation at the clinic. So once again, we're putting in that business as well.
We have someone online who is, I'm just curious, he said he has his iPad Pro sitting there right in front of him. Are you able to do the QR code now for anyone who has it? Is that
no, I reposition my point before. You need to contact us.
Okay.
We open up an account for you. There's no commitment to the account. We need an account. We need an email address. Okay. And the QR code will be sent to your email once we have the account and the email address.
Okay. And they should email info@comfortfitlabs.com.
Contact that is better. Contact at comfortfitlabs.com. They can also contact me directly at 888-523-1600. And my extension's 110, or they can just ask for Tom. I don't hire anybody named Tom. It's too confusing.
So why we deploy the technology that way? It's an enterprise solution, so it's not a go to the Apple and download an app. It's an enterprise solution, which means we push it out to the iPad, which makes us HIPAA and PIPA compliant. So there's no security issue. Nothing is stored on the iPad. It's all cloud-based data, so it can't be hacked. And once again, so we follow all the HIPAA compliances for patient data and security.
Okay.
And once again, we have one of the largest telehealth telecare platforms in the country as well. So all these adhere to all the compliances as well for patient secure data.
We had a question regarding what exactly is included. So I just want to make sure that we go through those. It's obviously the scanning and the ordering of the products, the patient notes, the gait analysis, software. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, bring back that page, Tony, and they'll show it's right there. There it is.
Yeah, so patient management, the drop shipping, AI mechanical assessments, the scanning technology, and we can also incorporate our telehealth system. So that's depending on what you're doing, we can actually, it's our telehealth system as well. So depending on what's going on with your clinic, that's a separate conversation to see. Once again, because there's a setup to do that it's a little more complicated than pushing software out because it's patient data. But if there is a fee associated with it, it's minimal.
If a practice had other items that they sell in their office, would they be able to customize their own like shopping or like store?
What we have is we're integrated with all these national brands. So what we call is curated collections of product. So once again, the product that's on there right now are what our clinicians right now want to have on there. But we have a lot of people that our chiros want tens units, that kind of stuff. So we're interfaced with a lot of DME groups. So if there is a big demand for a specific product, we'll curate a collection of that and put it into the system.
Very cool. Will the software integrate with our current electronic, with our current EMR?
Well, two things. This is if it has an open API, that's an integration scenario. This is independent by itself. But if it's as simple as you want to pull in your patient, all your patients in the system, yeah, if they have an API, we can pull all your patients into this in one shot. So you don't have to put them all in again. Once again, it's our software, so it's an open API.
Okay.
But what we do if we're working with larger groups that are multiple clinics, hundreds of clinics, that kind of stuff, we do an integration into that because it's a little more complicated than doing a one-of clinic. There's a lot of data exchange there, so I say we do that too.
How does the software work? This is just popped in my brain because I was thinking about all of the products that you can order regarding like diabetic feet that have ulcers. Is there anything that with the imaging that accommodates anything like that?
In what sense?
What's that?
In what sense?
Oh, so like obviously like making markings where there may be a wound where the orthotic needs to be accommodated, anything like that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that can be done.
Yeah. So within the scanning app, there's ability to attach pictures to it. As long as you hit the picture button and take a picture of it and upload it into the patient, that gets attached to the order. Or if you want to keep a record of it on file, once again, there's a mechanism on here. You just take a picture of it and save it in the notes section.
Awesome.
One of the other cool features as well is with our biomechanical technology is that we can do an asynchronous upload. So if a patient sends you a picture of themselves or a video, you can pull it into the Kinesis system and do it remotely, which is a cool feature as well. They don't have to come into the clinic.
Okay.
Which no other system can do that as well. So if you're offering a concierge program where someone say, hey, I want you to see what's going on with me remotely, they just send you a quick video of themselves walking or a picture of themselves in those two preferred positions. You just hit on the software itself, you hit import, and it'll pull it right into the program and you run it.
Perfect. I'm fresh out of my questions. And we don't have any open questions at the moment. I am going to type in that contact information, Tom, that you gave us in the chat. So everybody who's still online, go to the chat and you will see contact at comfortfitlabs.com is in there. And then you said, Tom, give me
the phone number. The phone number is 888-523-1600, and my extension is 110.
And you know what? I sent that to just you guys. It'd be helpful if I sent it to everyone.
Yes, that's a good idea. I know how to contact myself, sir.
You do? Well,
yes, I do.
You're better than me half the time.
Once again, just touching upon earlier that we're happy to do a Zoom call and actually go live with the software, do live demos as well, walking through every aspect of the iPad Pro technology on a one-on-one basis. So we're happy to do that.
Awesome. Well, yeah, because I know, Tom, give me your thoughts on this, because having just worked in this industry for some time, I find that there are a lot of practices that struggle to switch from one lab to another simply because, all their order forms, their practice, everyone's trained on this product, that product. How easy is it for if a practice is either kind of just ready to make a switch or is really interested in this, and that's going to push them over the edge to make a switch from their current lab? How easy is it to switch to Comfort Fit?
It's very easy, and it's a known entity. And people change labs all the time for different reasons.
Sure.
And we try to integrate the transition as smoothly as possible, meaning that I will personally deal with the account to make sure we understand what their needs are, what their desires are, what their types are, get someone specific that they can talk to besides me, short and long term, to answer all those transitional questions. We work very closely with the office to find out who the people are that relevant that we need to talk to there. And we do make every effort to make it as smooth as possible. It's been done on and off for years and years. It's something that any good lab can do, and we do it very well.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and-
Because,
And
sorry,
just to expand, just expand a little bit that as well as that, through our technology too, we set product standards. So Tom works with all the clinics and goes through every product item by item and creates a product standard. So you're getting the same product every time. So there's no swing in product quality or difference of how come I got a different one this time. It's a standardized production workflow.
Well, and because, obviously you guys are aware that their, accommodations are called something here and something there. And then it's like the order form looks different. And there's just those small nuances that I think really scare certain practices because they think it's not going to be the same. So it's nice to know that basically they have a very particular onboarding process when they come.
No question about it. That's a definite issue anytime you change labs. It's
Right.
the semantics, the nomenclatures, understanding what the doctor needs and how we speak it to get that all set. We provide all the samples anybody could need. So there's plenty of, samples, the top covers, samples of the modifications, the shell types, etc. All of that's available.
Okay, perfect. What is the RAM requirement for the iPad Pro?
Once again, it's a standard RAM. Once again, there's nothing used. There's no storage on the iPad.
Good enough.
Well,
Yeah, because everything gets saved in the cloud, so it's not like it's going to take up a bunch of hard drive.
No, so the basic iPad Pro we need at least a fourth generation, which is 2020. Has the latest software on it or the latest hardware that'll accommodate our software. Anything older than that, it won't work. So we need something at least something relevant occurs. So something that's 7 years old, of course, it's already antiquated and doesn't have the proper integrated chips or anything to facilitate this kind of technology. So once again, fourth generation iPad Pro, which is 2020 and newer, will work.
Fourth generation, got it. I love it. I'm going to give everybody another couple of seconds here to get their last minute questions in before we sign off. But Tom, Tony, did you have anything else that you wanted to kind of leave us with, or any final thoughts?
Well, also to mention, I know it's on your website, but our entire catalog and videos on this process also are available on our website, which is comfortfitlabs.com.
Perfect.
So that's another ability to communicate with us through there. You can also ask us questions and contact us directly through the website.